I'm Angelina. Today I'm going to be leading a 31-minute total body static hold workout. It's going to be structured with a 5-minute warm-up, 21-minute body weight static hold exercises. There's going to be 6 of them, and then it's going to be for 1 minute at a time, no breaks in between. You're going to do those all back to back, and then a 1-minute rest at the end. Repeat all of that 3 times, and then a 5-minute cool down. There's no specific equipment needed for today. I just have my mat for preference for floor work. I have my water bottle to stay hydrated. And I do have a chair here just for balance for one of the exercises, but that is optional. So without further ado, let's get started. I encourage you to play your own music because I'm unable to provide it through Instagram Live. So play your favorite songs and let's get to it. So I'm going to start by just rolling my neck in one direction. These holds and workouts we're going to be doing today are going to be total body, so we really want to stretch out all parts of our body. And let's switch in the other direction. Really feeling the cervical part of your spine, stretching. Alright. And let's stretch our arms, so bring them across the body. We're holding that here. So the exercises today aren't going to be as upbeat as some of the previous ones that I've done. This is still going to be very beneficial and like focusing on your balance and body control, but still strength building. We're going to hold this here, feel it stretching your triceps, your shoulders, the side of your body. Alright. And let's get into a quad stretch. So same hand, grab the same foot. Really focus on pushing that hip forward and that knee back. So we have that straight line here. Holding, arm out for balance. And let's switch legs. Feeling all those little muscles in your ankle balancing. Stretching out that quad. Alright, and let's make it to the floor. So we're sitting, I'm going to bend one leg, straighten the other leg out, reaching for the toes best you can. If not, we're touching the shin. Feeling the stretch in the opposite hip and the hamstring in the back of the calf of the leg that's extended. And switch sides. Every breath, seem to go a little bit deeper. And let's get into our calf stretch. So we're here in a table. Have one leg has all the weight and dragging that heel to the ground. We're holding this here. And bend that leg. Stretching our Achilles. And switch legs. So again, we're driving that heel to the ground. All that weight is on that leg and on your hands. And bending that knee, stretching out the Achilles. Alright, let's make it back to standing. So let's start moving a little bit more. So we're going to one leg out extending. Sending the hips to the back, reaching to the ground. So we're here, hips going back, trying to touch that ground if you can. Feeling this stretch all the way down the extended leg. Keeping our back nice and flat. We're not over curling too much like this. We want to stay nice and flat back. And let's transition into some Frankensteins. So we're here, legs extended, opposite hand, touching the foot. Just getting that range of motion in our hip joint. Stretching out those legs. Working on our balance a little. Let's start to get our heart rate up a little bit. So we're going to go right into some jumping jacks. So we're here, out and in. Modification, we're stepping. Let's try and get our heart rate up a little bit. here. Lay on our toes. And let's get into some high knees. Driving opposite knee, arm. Quick feet. Let's get into a jog and keep jogging while I explain. So first we have calf raise hold. So we're here, elevating onto your toes, holding a chair if you need for balance. If not, hands on the hips. And then we have a 6-inch hold for your core. So laying on your back, holding those legs out, 6 feet from the ground. And then a 1-minute wall sit. So we're here. You're having that 90-degree angle. If you do not have a wall you can use, you can just stay in another squat right here, same thing. And then side plank. You can either do it if you want to challenge yourself from your hand and your feet. So we're here, hip is up, modification, onto the elbow. If you're still struggling, bend the legs, and we're just lifting. We're gonna do that on both sides. And then we're gonna do 30 seconds of each of the extended leg jogging poses. So we're here, legs out, tightening the glutes, having a nice flat table. And you're gonna do that on each side. And then a 1-minute rest. So first we're gonna get right into those calf raises in 3, 2, 1. So we're here, we're holding, pushing up on the balls of your feet. Just gonna hold this here, finding that balance. Really focus on getting those heels as far away from the ground as you can. Trying to keep that nice straight line. We don't want to be arching or curling over. Again, if you don't have anything to balance on, we're holding hands on the hip. Halfway. Start to feel a little bit of a burn now. Trying to find that balance on your toes, the little muscles in your ankles. Focusing on your breath. If it helps, stare at something static that's really small, so you can try and balance that way and find your focus and center of gravity. All right, and let's get into the 6-inch hold. So we're here. Legs are out straight. If you need help, put your hands under that little groove in your back. If you want harder, hands out to the side. So we're holding it here, feet flexed. Really focusing on using your core. Halfway. And those legs straight as close to the ground as you can. We're not holding them up here. We're not touching the ground. Keeping them right at that good height. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. And go right into that wall sit. So we're here, 90 degrees, and we're holding. Try not to just push your hands on your thighs. If you can, hold them out or just down to the side. Again, we're not too far up here. We're not too low. That nice 90-degree angle. Again, if you don't have a wall, you're here just holding. Feeling those muscles in your legs working, your toes gripping on the floor. Focusing on our breath. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's go into that side plank. So we're here, if you can, try from your hands and your feet. Or up, hips off the ground. Other hand on the hip. If you want on the head. Feeling your obliques working. Feeling your arm supporting your body. Halfway. Keep holding here. It's getting hard. Anytime you feel your hips start to divot, correct yourself. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And switch sides. Same thing. This is really good, working your obliques and helping with shrinking up that waist. We're not leaning too far forward or back. I want to keep nice and open. Again, modification, down to the elbow. Further modification, bending those legs. Keep holding. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get into the extended doggy. So we're here, leg out, flexing that foot and holding, squeezing the glutes to keep them activated. And we're not arching our back, keeping nice and flat and still pushing the leg up at the same time. And switch legs. Same thing, flexing that foot, keeping your hips square and parallel to the ground. Really tightening those glutes on the knee that's down. That same leg, you're still tightening the glutes and the leg that's up in the air. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Great job. Grab a drink. We have a 1-minute rest here. I like these types of workout, especially if you don't feel like jumping around or having too much stress on your joints. This is great for strengthening all those muscles and incorporating it in your body to find that balance and control. You still feel like that tensing in your muscles. So again, just taking in this little break and then we'll get right into the next set. Keeping your chest open, not hunched over. And we're going to get right into that calf raise hold. In 3, 2, 1, go. If you can, try and balance without holding on to anything, but of course if you need to, go for it. So we're really pushing on those toes, balancing on the ball of your foot. And that nice straight line. As our toes are digging into the ground, really focusing on pulling those heels as far away from the ground as you can and holding. Halfway. Focusing on your breath, noticing all the little movements in your body and then correcting them. Want to stay as still as you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to go right into that 6-inch hold. So again, the further away your arms are, versus close, the further is harder. So we're here. Keeping those feet off the ground. Really focusing on having that tilt in your hips. So we're here. You might notice if your body is quivering a bit, that's totally normal. Muscles are trying to find that hold. Keep pushing. Should be feeling this in your lower abs and your upper. Five, four, three, two, one. Let's go right into that wall sit. So we're here, on that 90-degree angle. Feeling your quads working, your hamstrings should all feel tight. Pull them here. Now it's starting to burn. Bring it back to your breath. Five, four, three, two, one. Go right into that side plank. So again, if you can, try doing it from your hands and your feet. Feet on top of each other. You need to, for better balance, separate them, but try and have them on top. Feeling it in your tricep, that bouncing arm and sides of your body. Keeping that core nice and tight and engaged. Not letting our bellies out. Holding. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch to the other side. Same thing. And that chest open. Holding this here. Trying to focus on having as little movements as possible. Try and imagine there's something poking right here, and you don't want to have your hip go down it, so you want to try and stay away from it. Keep pushing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feeling that extended doggy. 30 seconds each side. So we're here. Sitting that leg out, flexing that foot, tightening the glutes. On that nice table pose. Again, keeping those glutes engaged, squeezing. Not letting that foot drop, really focusing on keeping it up while keeping your core in. And switch legs. Hold. We don't want to turn our body, we want to keep nice, parallel to the ground. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Grab a drink of water. After this, we have one more set and then our cool down. Might not be breaking as much of a sweat compared to the other ones, but definitely feeling my muscles working for sure. This helps with definition and just having that overall balance of your body and control, which helps with sports or just anything that you do in your day-to-day life. Having good awareness and control of your body is always a great thing. So we're going to go right into that calf raise hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And if you want, for this time, I'm going to slightly turn out. So my feet are pointing out, my heels are in, just to work a little bit different part of my calves here. And again, as our toes are digging into the ground, those heels are trying to get as far away from the ground as possible. If you need to, hand for balance, hands on the hips. We're not sticking our butt out, we're keeping it tucked in and our core tight. Holding this here. Staring at something that's not moving to help you balance. If you wanted to challenge yourself, you could close your eyes, but it's a lot harder that way. Keep holding this here. Don't let those heels sink. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to go into the 6-inch hold. So we're here. Try to your hands further out to the side to challenge myself. Holding them nice and straight. We're not bending those legs, keeping them as straight as you can. Holding this here. Halfway. Keeping that core nice and tight. Keep pushing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Right into that wall sit. So you're here. If you want to, go a little bit of a wider stance. Try and have that nice 90 degree and staying right there. Might feel your feet start to slip, but really try and have that control. Mind over your body. Keeping their chest open. We're not curling down. Focusing on trying to have those shoulders press back into the wall. And that good posture. Because often we sit all day hunched over on our computers or books. So we're going to really want to focus on having that nice rigid stance. And switch. So we're going to go right into that side plank. If you can, try and for at least part of it to do it from your hands and your feet. I know it's hard. I hate doing these, but the results that you get from them are totally worth it. And we're pushing as far off as you can from the shoulder and the hip up. Keep pushing. Focusing on that breath. We'll be done soon. I know it feels long. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. There we go. Work back up as soon as you can. Having that good form. Might feel your muscles start to shake, but they're still working. Don't give up. Made it this far. Halfway. Breathing right here. Finding that calmness in you. Keep pushing. Almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to go into that doggy. If you want for this last round, for a different part of your glutes, I'm going to extend my leg out to the side. And we're not tilting too far down. Trying to keep parallel here and then just lifting on the side. It's okay if your foot is not that high off the ground, as long as you're doing it the right form. Everyone's flexibility is a little bit different. So this targets more of the outside of your glutes. Keep holding this here and switch. Other side. Last 30 seconds here. So again, keeping that hip and your body's parallel to the ground, but we're just pushing up that leg. Holding this here, keeping that foot flexed. Squeezing the glutes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And rest. Grabbing a drink. Having that 1 minute rest right now. Reflecting on our body. Letting it calm down. Whenever you feel ready, we're going to get to a quad stretch. Finding that balance again. Pushing that knee back and hip forward. Arm out. Holding on to something if you need to. And switch. Another thing that I like with these types of workouts is, yes, it might not feel like you're doing as much, but you're definitely strengthening your muscles and also stretching a lot of them too in different ways that sometimes from lifting and doing other things, we forget to fully stretch and let our body recoup. It's all about flexibility and mobility. All right, we're going to feet a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, reaching the arm up and over and reaching down. So as this arm's going out, this leg is pushing down the opposite direction. Stretching here, gazing up at the palm. And switch. We're here, stretching out. See, with every breath, you can go a little bit deeper. All right. And if you feel okay, you're going to reach down, hang down, touching the toes. If you're feeling a lot of blood rushing in your head, it's okay to sit up. And if we're here, try to focus on having those hips over the ankles. We're trying to reach for the ground. If you can, pushing that nose into your knees. And spread the feet out. We're going to go down to the right. Switch, go to the left. All right, let's make it down to the ground. Do a hip flexor stretch. Or here, heel, going on the opposite knee. Try to push that knee out the best you can. Our hip flexors often get very tight, and that can affect and have injuries with other parts of the body, and definitely what we were doing today and the last one specifically, Strengthening those muscles on the outside definitely help. And switch. Holding this here. Releasing that tension, trying to relax. I'm going to extend the legs. Either cross one leg over, keep to the side. Opposite arm, elbows going to outside knee, twist back, stretching the back, gazing behind you. And switch. So with every breath, you can twist a little bit deeper. Alright, and let's make it into our child's pose. So on the knees, having those hips sit back on your feet, reaching those arms out, head down into the ground, relaxing. Alright, let's make it into a butterfly. Together, knees going down, chest up, reflecting on our bodies. I don't know about you, but after these workouts, I feel very refreshed and like I'm stretched, and still have that little bit of tensing my muscles at the end, so I know that I worked them. And just remember to take care of yourself, your physical and your mental health, and getting good rest. It's important. And we're about a month in now at school, and we're just going to keep grinding and believe in yourself. Thank you for tuning in, and watch for next week.